Hello, my name is George Bond, and today I'm going to talk to you about the nonprofit Good Karma Bikes. So, I'll begin now. Being able to get around this massive urban society that we call life requires us to be able to travel large distances, which can be very tiring and very slow at times. At Good Karma Bikes, they accept donated bikes and distribute them to the community and sell them at their own store. According to an interview with San Jose Spotlight, CEO Jim Gardner says Good Karma Bikes has made 200,000 bicycle repairs, helped 25,000 people repair their own bikes, and given away 3,500 bikes to homeless people. They're able to give services like transportation and repairs to a community in need in order to allow them to have better opportunities than they would normally have. An example of this would be the free bike repair clinics that they have on Saturdays and other days of the week, where they help those who cannot afford to fix their own bikes and able to help them get them repaired, because the prices of bike repair is very high, with a lot of money being able, or not a lot of people being able to pay the money that they would have to pay in order to get over the pay barrier that is bike shops in order to be able to ride their own bikes or be able to even have their own bikes. So this helps them to make sure that these bikes that they have are able to stay on the road already and to keep them being repaired at free low costs. So they allow for workshops where they can help train you on how to fix your own bike, where you can come in, get training, get teaching, ask questions, learn how to work on bikes. They allow for workshops like that so you can learn how to work on your own bike. They also allow for you to rent a repair stall in their shop where you can use all of their bike tools. You can ask their experts for advice. You can use their space. You can be able to use their equipment, all for $10 in a day, to be able to make sure that you have everything that you might need to fix your own bike. And another way that they are able to help serve the community is by donating bikes to schools and to the homeless. They have donated upwards of 3,500 bikes away to those in need. According to Mercury News, in the aftermath of the George Floyd protests, Northwest bike manufacturer Kona Bicycles offered Good Karma a dozen new bikes that were then distributed to the minority of the African American communities or others in need, where they are then allowed to be able to basically give these new bikes to people who are marginalized, who are put in a group of people who have gone through much trials and tribulation throughout their whole history in the United States. And over this last summer have gone through even more protests and even more fiery exchanges with police. So this allows for a partnership between Kona and Good Karma to make sure that new bikes are getting to people who actually need them in communities who have been marginalized. They also have a youth holiday where they grant bicycles with a partnership with Sacred Heart Community Services, which is another very large charity which allows for the distribution of clothing, food, housing, counseling services, and all other types of services that allow for homeless and low income families to be able to just make it through life in San Jose, since it is such a expensive area already. And this allows that for Good Karma to be able to give bikes to people who are in need and are already seeking charity and need the help already from other services. Another way that they can support the community is by training bicycle technicians, and that means that they train these technicians in a 12-week program through Park Tools, and that is all funded by the donations and the sales of the bikes that are sold in the shop itself. This $250 goes and helps them get through the 12-week program, make sure that they're experts in knowing how to build, repair, maintain, and adjust the bikes in order to make sure that they're working at top shape. That way the bikes that they're selling or giving away are not in a non-working order, making sure that they work perfectly well the first time. So these technicians are allowed to be part of a program where it's a work for bike. So basically you'd work for a certain amount of hours, a certain amount of weeks, and over that amount of time, once you fulfill the requirements, then you are giving a refurbished bike. Because a lot of the people who do work or volunteer at Good Karma Bikes are people who are not able to buy their own bikes, or maybe they're looking to get something of their own, and maybe they're just working because they have nothing else to do, so they volunteer. And with this program, allows for people to be able to have the opportunity that they are allowing other people to have as well. And this provides a community for volunteers who are all parts or all types of life, from tech executives to homeless people, allowing them to be able to volunteer and make good in other people's lives. There's stories of many different homeless people who have worked there in the past, who have become and tried to basically turn their lives around because they've seen all the good that's been happening in the um, charity itself. So they've become wanting to do a difference in their own lives, and through the connections that they have made in the community of Good Karma has allowed them to be able to make sure that their lives have become better as well. So to conclude, with all the support that they're trying to be able to give their community and to those who are in need of transportation or even just an easy way to escape their lives for a little bit by getting outside into the world, they want to be able to give those chances to everyone, and have created a strong community of volunteers who want to help and serve the community that they are a part of, with a multitude of services that they are providing to try and keep as many bikes on the road as possible, and by making sure they are ending up in the hands of those who will actually use and appreciate them. So, I'll show you my notes. It's just the outline that I sent you. So, that's everything for my speech. Thank you.